Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the week ahead has in store for you, Sagittarius. So first things first, for your key to the week, you have the Hanged Man. This is a week where you are delving into your spirituality, and it could be it very well could be a week as well where going into your spiritual self, maybe dedicating more of your time to your spiritual path, is going to it's going to help you solve some of your real world problems, right? I remember reading somewhere that for every real world problem that you have, there is a spiritual solution. And this week I really feel like this is what you're tapping into, right? So whether it's more meditation, whether it's energy work, whether it's prayer, and make no mistake as well, I think one thing that a lot of people, especially with like the with the advent of religion kind of falling apart now, people forget that what you're doing when you're praying, it's the same when you're chanting. It's all raising a type of vibrational energy. So don't ever discount prayer, because I'm telling you now, I've seen some prayer warriors go in on stuff and see some amazing results. Never underestimate the power of prayer. And whether this doesn't have to be about religion, it's just about using your words and your intent to focus on a specific outcome. That's what spells are, that's what chanting is, it's what prayer is, right? It's an energy. So if you ever have an issue, your prayer, trust me, it's a powerful energy. It really is. So this week, use your spiritual energy to approach any and all physical, tangible, real world problems or issues that you might come up against. If you've got a challenge, think about this. And also, the other thing with the Hanged Man as well that's just come to me, because sometimes it can be where we choose to martyr ourselves, right? So this week you're going to have to really pay attention to where you give too much, where you do too much, and if you need to, you're going to have to call it out as you see it, right? So where the energy of assumption or expectation comes in this week, pay attention, right? Because it may very well highlight to you where it is that you usually meet those things for other people. For your actions and options, you have the Six of Pentacles, right? So really paying attention to what you give versus what you get, and in return for whatever it is that you are giving, whatever it is that you are offering. Now this is the other thing as well, because this is your actions and options, it's about what you do. This is a week for you to really pay attention to where you are responsible for things on a very mundane, practical level, maybe even to do with finances. This is going to be highlighted to you in a big way. This could be a week as well, because you've got the Hanged Man. If you are called or you feel to do something of a charitable or hospitable nature, this is the week to do it, right? Especially with the Six of Pentacles there, because this could be you reaching out to assist somebody else or to help somebody else, which is not necessarily, it's not a bad thing at all, right? It's a beautiful thing. And Sagittarius tends to have that kind of energy anyway. I certainly think so. For your communications and conversations, you have the Hermit card this week, right? And remember, this card it permeates all of these sectors. This week you need to be really not careful, but just be cautious about what it is that you're sharing with people when it comes to your ideas, right? This comes back to this whole idea of when something is new, when you're going off in a different vein, or you're sharing something with friends and family, especially if they're if they're of a different mind or a different inclination. Sometimes you can get I remember saying to my friend, like, this was years ago now, I'm talking like 10 plus years ago, I'm quitting smoking, and the first thing that she said to me, I'm no longer friends with this person, but the first thing that she said to me was, oh, well, what if it doesn't work? And that's exactly what you want to be cautious of this week, right? This whole energy is definitely pervading here, and this Hermit card, in your conversations and communications, this is a week for you to withdraw, right? Not because there's anything, you know, weird or awful or surreptitious going on. Check this out as well. The Hanged Man, very Neptunian / Piscean card. Right opposite that in the zodiac, you would have Virgo, and that represents, you know, the Hermit card is the sign of Virgo. So this is in your communications and conversations. So this week, whatever you're sharing, make sure this is with your people, with the people that you consider to be your true tribe, your, you know, your inner circle, whatever that is. Anything that you want to bounce around, you make sure it's with those people and not necessarily with the broader circles or cycles of your lifescape or your life path. Does look like a lot of you might be having a tough conversation with a boss this week. That could be coming up for you, or maybe this is you speaking to somebody that is what I would consider the Hermit card as more somebody that's like a mentor, or somebody that you are aspiring to, you know, maybe somebody that you're aspiring to emulate. I think was the word that I'm looking for. Certainly going to be an interesting week for you guys. For your money and materials, you have the 6 of Cups. So look at this, right? You've got 2 6s here. 2 6s is about irritability. So when it comes to money and materials this week, your money and materials and finances look good, especially with your 6 of Cups. Now, it looks like there's an opportunity that's coming back onto the table. But if I'm completely honest with you, I feel like whoever it is that's offering it's kind of like they know that you usually go above and beyond. So whatever it is that you're, you know, somebody could come to you and say, oh, you know, look, I know that you do this. Would you mind working on this project with me? This is the week for you to be really sure about what the rewards are for what it is that you're about to do, because you have that energy of going above and beyond to give more than is expected. You need to make sure that the recompense or the reward for it is in direct proportion. And the reason I say that is because you might, you know, it might kind of go a bit sour and bring in some sort of a resentment. So just something for you to consider. But with your 6 of Cups there, finances in general look good, and it looks like there's an opportunity that's coming back onto the table that could yield some sort of financial result. When it comes to your physical health, this is a week to, you know, your hands, your fingers, your arms, all things that you probably want to take good care of this week. I know that sounds really odd, but just humour me, right? Yeah, and then with that 2 6s and the irritability, you might find this week that you feel a little bit more restless. So just, you know, consider that. And then for your home and environment, home looks good, because remember, your money and materials isn't just about money. It's also your physical health, and it's also your home, your dwelling. For your love and relations, you got the Ace of Pentacles. This is fantastic, right? So for those of you that are partnered, this bodes very well. Lots of earthy energy here. Lots of you and your partner in a really good position and looking outward, maybe looking at how you can generate more money. Maybe you are looking at making some very practical steps that have further or far-reaching results. Remember, your Ace of Pentacles is always like, as a time sequence, it's 1 year, right? So whatever it is that you're starting now, you're just sowing the seeds. Another sign got this card in this same position, and I can't remember which sign it was, but that's what I said to them. Whatever you're sowing the seeds of now, it will grow over the course of a year. All right, so that looks nice. For those of you that are single, it looks like you may be reconnecting with somebody that you worked with but used to really fancy and never, kind of like, you know, like the one that got away, or maybe you never went there because you were working with them and you thought, you know what, I won't piss on my own doorstep. Really wise move. I say that to everyone because I've seen it, you know, when I used to work in offices and stuff, I've seen it go sour so many times. So now I just say to people, do you know what, just don't do it. Even if the cards say yes, go for it, I'm like, no, don't. My advice is no. Even if the cards tell you you should go for it. But it looks like this person is coming back into your life, and the beauty of it is it looks like you guys have separated your paths already, so you no longer work together, but there is definitely scope for you guys to reconnect, which is really nice. So that is your week in a nutshell. Let me know how it shapes up for you. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Take care, and I'll see you soon.